Ronald Reagan, in his campaign to defeat President Carter in 1980, asked voters a question: are you better off now than you were 4 years ago? It's a good question to assess a president's performance at the end of his first term, whether to vote him in for a second term or whether to vote in his challenger. I'm an American citizen, and I have some thoughts on how to answer that question in 2012. Here's a chart comparing the unemployment rate 4 years ago and today. When President Obama took office, the unemployment rate was 7.8% and rapidly rising. Today, it's 7.8% and gradually going down. Rapidly getting worse, gradually getting better. Where would you rather be? When President Obama took office, we were losing 800,000 jobs a month. Now we're adding 150,000 jobs a month. Again, this is much better than it was 4 years ago. The stock market, same thing. You don't need a chart for that. You know how much more your money in the stock market is worth today than it was 4 years ago. Now, I know it's more complicated than that. There are many negatives in the economy. A serious one is the national debt. But if you take most all of the major parameters used to gauge the economy, you'll find that they follow the same pattern. Better now than 4 years ago. Now, you might say, well, it's not good enough. There's no doubt that it could be improved and needs to be improved. But look where we could have been if the wrong actions or no action had been taken in 2009. Unemployment was 7.8%, and it was, at the rate it was going, it would have been 13% at the end of 2009. Jobs, 800,000 a month, and look what the direction it's going, down. 1 million a month, 1.5 million a month. Depression, 2 million a month. What would have happened then? Well, history has told us many times that poor economic conditions results in social unrest, upheaval, revolutions, wars. World War II was a result in part of the poor economic conditions in Europe at the end of in the wake of the Great Depression. We don't know how bad it would have become. But if you are driving your car and a tractor trailer pulls in front of you, you do whatever you can to get out of the way, even if it might include sideswiping a guardrail. And when you're done, you hug your family. You're grateful to be alive. You don't, a few weeks later, say, I wonder what would have happened if we had stayed in that lane. Maybe the tractor trailer would have regained control and probably missed us. Then we wouldn't have been out $3,000 in car repairs, and we wouldn't be paying $100 more a month in car insurance. We'd be much better off. You wouldn't say that. Governor Romney says that President Obama inherited a bad situation, but he says he made it worse. Now, I've just demonstrated that that is not consistent with reality. This is obviously not worse than this. It's much better. Now, Governor Romney says, well, 7.8% unemployment looks good because of the way they're calculating it. Well, they've been calculating it the same way for like 100 years, and now it's suddenly wrong? Come on. Jobs. This is better than this. Now again, Governor Romney will say 150,000 jobs a month barely stays ahead of the population growth. And he's right. But does that mean that we were better off 4 years ago when we were losing 800,000 jobs a month? I don't think so. The policies of the Obama administration averted an economic depression and potentially disastrous consequences. I mean, look at this hole that had been dug. We were 800,000 jobs deep and getting deeper. And it took a lot of time, it took a lot of money to climb out of that hole. And we're still feeling the effects today. That's why we're not adding more than 150,000 jobs a month. That's why we're not doing better. But look where we are. We're above ground. We're relatively healthy. This is where we could have been. This is worse, Governor Romney. This is worse than this. This is not. It's better. Now, who do you vote for in 2012? Well, if we use Ronald Reagan's question to guide us, are you better off now than you were 4 years ago? The answer is clear.